What's the word? What's the word? Y'all already know where y'all at. So go ahead, thumbs up the video. You know what I'm saying? Comment down below where y'all listening at, where y'all from. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy, Mr. Check the Temperature, man. And this is Temperature Check. Shout out Jay Black. Shout out Rosenberg Raw, man. Definitely been tapped in to both of those platforms. You got Frozenberg TV, you got Champion. And why am I tapped in? I'm already tapped in with them, but why am I paying extra attention to the latest super stream if you're a Rosenberg Raw fan? Why am I paying attention to the latest blog if you're a Champion of Jay Black fans? Because they got that boy Hitman Holla on there. It's because they got the boy from St. Louis on there. And I like the conversation that they're having. Most notably, I like the conversation that Hitman is having with Jay Black. Obviously, like it's about to be about 3, 4, 5 different blogs is gonna be dropping. What's up, Jeannie? How you doing, sweetheart? And I also like the conversation that Hitman had about Mook. So my question is, how does battle rap measure greatness? How is battle rap greatness measured? When we look at sports, right? When you look at the Tom Brady's of the world, when you look at LeBron James, Michael Jordan, the greatest to ever do it in their respective endeavors, we don't have to look long or hard to say, okay, the stats is there, the accolades is there, the impact is there, the influence is there. Everything is aligning when it comes to the names of LeBron James, even a Patrick Mahomes, a Tom Brady. Again, you get those names of Jerry Rice. When you're talking about the greatness, when you're talking about Mount Rushmore's, it should be right. It should be evident. It should be right. As soon as you click it, as soon as you Google it, you don't have to seek and find it. And I think when it comes to Hitman Holla, that is a lot of his frustration. So I got to ask the question, how are we measuring the greatness in battle rap? Because, you know, we have names like a Murder Mook. We have names like a Loaded Lux, who we understand what they did in battle rap's infancy. But just because you were the first to do something does not make you the best to have ever done it. I need y'all to understand that. Just because you were the first to do something does not mean that you are the best to have ever done it. Like, right now, who can tell me who invented basketball? The first to ever do it. But when we think about basketball holistically, when we talk about basketball and the greatness, we don't talk about the inventor of basketball. Who do we talk about? We talk about Michael Jordan. We talk about LeBron James. We talk about Kobe Bean Bryant. So it's very difficult for someone who is of a certain stature to understand why are we being selective with how we are measuring greatness in battle rap. Because when we talk about the Geechee Gottis and we talk about the legendary runs that we've seen battlers have, we talk about the K-Shine run. These runs, they were enhanced because they were able to take their ball and travel on the road. These runs have been propelled and have been almost immortalized because of the consistent greatness that we've seen from K-Shine, the consistent greatness that we've seen from a Geechee Gotti, the consistent greatness that we see from a Tay-Rock. So when you talk Murder Mook, which is the topic of conversation, you know what I'm saying? One thing that I've always struggled with is how are we measuring greatness? It's hard for me to measure Murder Mook's greatness when I feel like he's only great in certain arenas, when I feel like the stipulations of the battle have to be catered towards his liking. Murder Mook is a great promoter. Murder Mook is a great he is a great influence on battle rap. But to say Murder Mook has been great and it has consistently shown us greatness, to me would be a lie. It would be a complete lie. Because it's hard for me to measure your talent on your greatness when everything is always in your favor every time you battle. When you battling Geechee Gotti, where you at? You in New York. When you battling Tay-Rock, you don't get Tay-Rock on a big stage. You don't get Tay-Rock who is a high energy guy who feeds off the crowd and feeds off crowd reaction. You don't get him on a big stage. You get him in a closet. You get him in a silent library. It is very difficult for me to understand how we are going to continue to put a Murder Mook on this pedestal when we're seeing people that have come behind him that are going further than him. I'm sorry, when it comes to this battle rap, there are people that are moving the needle that to me have moved it past where Murder Mook has brought it to. Yes, Murder Mook made it a hot line, but it is people like Geechee Gotti, it is people like Hitman Holla that have made battle rap a hot song. Even the A-Wards of the world. You want to talk about greatness? That's one of the greatest freestyles and rebuttalers of all time. When we talk about Murder Mook and we compare him to Hitman Holla, how many battles does Hitman Holla have in St. Louis? Yes, we can speak to the Arsenals. Yes, we can speak to the Verbs, but those is years ago. We're talking about, give me something recent in the last 4 or 5 years. Where does his home game come from? We've seen Hitman. The thing I like about Hitman and I admire about Hitman outside of him being from St. Louis is the fact that he's willing to battle the best at their best. When you think about his last couple battles, he got Ill Will, small room Ill Will, top 5, in my opinion, top 5 most deadliest battle rappers in the last probably 5 to 8 years. He got Ill Will where people said Hitman Holla would be no good at. People question Hitman Holla and his small room ability when it came to Ill Will. Now, we can debate if you have Hitman winning, you know what I'm saying, winning against Ill Will, winning against Easy the Block Captain, because battle rap is subjective. But what we cannot debate is the fact that he goes into these situations and he's counted out 9 times out of 10. Remember, the initial polls for Hitman and Ill Will was 80-20. 80-20? 80-20 is a bit egregious, wouldn't you think? And typically in battle rap, when the numbers are that skewed in somebody's favor, we tend to go with the underdog if the outcome is a close battle. Y'all know how this goes. If the underdog shows up and is able to level up and is able to go toe-to-toe with that top tier, with the favorite going into the battle, if it's a 10-9 round, it always goes to the 9. Now, we can sit here and argue about Hitman Holla if he beat Ill Will, about Hitman. I don't think he beat Easy the Block Captain, respectfully. I do think he beat Ill Will, but both of those battles are some of the best battles of the year in 2 different platforms. So when we talk about greatness, I think that's something that we also need to take in consideration. Can you go on multiple platforms and put up those same type of numbers and that same type of performance? Can your consistency carry you no matter where you at? Can it carry you to KOTD? Can it carry you to RBE? Can it carry you to URL? Can it carry you to a big room? Can it carry you to a small room? When we talk about Murder Mook, again, a lot of the stuff that we talk about is what he did in the past. Well, he was the one that brought schemes. He was the one that really, he had us rapping on the corners. You know what I'm saying? He's one of the 4 founders of battle rap. Okay, that's well and good. But again, when I look at Murder Mook and his resume, show me a performance away from New York. Show me a performance where he's taking his opponent in their best setting. Show me a performance where he's taking his opponent and the odds are not in his favor. And I think that is where the goalposts have been moved when it comes to a Hitman Holla. Because I feel like a lot of people don't acknowledge that he does take the biggest names when they are the hottest in their environment. when you look at Easy the Block Captain, he was one of the biggest battle rappers. It still is one of the biggest battle rappers in the culture. He was the hottest name in the culture. Battling in his first time since he became really Easy the Block Captain off of URL. Everybody's looking at that. The stars is bright. The lights is on. Hitman Holla stood toe-to-toe with Easy the Block Captain. Now, did he win that battle? No, he did not win that battle. But he stood toe-to-toe with Easy the Block Captain. When you look at Maxed Out 3, the biggest card of the year, the best card of the year in 2023, taking Ill Will in that fashion, taking Ill Will, seeing what he had just done to Hollow, seeing what he had just done to King Los, a lot of people didn't give him a shot. Again, 80-20. So when you really start thinking about Hitman Holla and what he has shown and what he has proven, I have to ask how we are measuring greatness, because unless, for the most part, when I say Mount Rushmore, I got a Hitman Holla on my Mount Rushmore. But every time I say that, it's met with controversy. It's met with a debate. Well, is it the prestige of the battles? Is it the taking your talent on the road and battling on multiple platforms? Is it the views? Is it the amount of money that you've made? How are we measuring greatness in battle rap? That is the question that I'm asking. And so even with, if you look at Murder Moose's last performance against New Jersey Twerk on Homecoming, phenomenal performance. But do you think that he would truly beat New Jersey Twerk if he wasn't in New York? Do you feel like he would beat New Jersey Twerk? And I didn't have him beating New Jersey Twerk. I had Twerk beating him 2-1 respectfully. You said who is on your total for Mount Rushmore? I mean, honestly, I can't lie to you. I got Verb, I got Hitman. I do have Lux. I do have Lux on my Mount Rushmore. And then the last one's kind of up for debate with me, because I feel like it could be Tay Rock. For me, it would probably be Tay Rock. Again, when you think of the logo, when you think of the essence of battle rap, I automatically think of the high energy. I automatically go to the seatbelt line. I automatically go to the Ill Will battle. I like Charlie Clip's Small Room, like those type of moments. Even what he's doing now, those are the type of, that's the type of impact that I like to see when I talk about Rushmores. You said, so we're moving the goalposts for stumbling through every round and not debatables. No, I don't. I mean, who are you talking about? So, bro, I guess that would be my question for that. You said, so he got Ill Will rapped the same rounds he rapped against Easy and lost again. So I don't believe that. Clips. I think Clips has the potential to, I think Clips, you know what I'm saying? If you have Clips on your Mount Rushmore, I can't argue with that. You cannot argue with the greatness of Clips. But I think that Clips has played with his greatness personally. I think that he's played with his greatness too much and he's been too spotty. Again, like I can speak to, obviously no battler I feel like has a complete resume where they've given 150% in every battle that they've been in. I don't think that. I think you go out and just like in sports, you have bad nights. Sometimes it just don't be in your favor. Hitman does have a couple of those on his resume, so we're not naive to that. But in order to really to be honest and unbiased about it, how many of those does he have? Yeah, you can speak to that conceded battle. You can definitely speak to that conceded battle, which he's even said that's probably the one battle that he's mad that he actually has on his resume because he felt like he didn't. He took the battle for money. Hitman has solidified his spot for sure. Fans, a lot of us grew up in different times, so it's an opinion. No, I think you're exactly right. When I just talked to J2, shout out to J2, his first battle that he watched with Sue Surf and Hitman Holla. You know what I'm saying? So again, it does matter. I think it does matter when you come into battle rap, but if we're being honest, again, when I look at greatness, it is measured for me. I'm looking at your consistency. I'm looking at, does your game travel? Have you been on multiple platforms and been able to do the same type of numbers that you normally do? I'm looking at the impact of your battle. Every time Hitman come out, it's an automatic main event. I can't remember the last time he wasn't a main event in a battle, respectfully. Um, and yeah, Mook can speak to that. But then when you go looking at the numbers, you're talking about somebody in the likes of Mook that y'all have, that a lot of people have on their Mount Rushmore, that only has less than 20 battles. Do I think quotables come into play? For sure. For sure. And I also think when you talk about impact, what are you known for? Like what is your legacy? You know, how do you define legacy? Like how I personally define legacy. Legacy is not about how far I personally go in my life. It's about how far others go that I have interacted with, that I have invested in. So when you talk about a Hitman Holla, you got to talk about Bags and Bodies. You got to talk about the opportunities that he's provided with that platform. I mean, you even got to talk about his impact on Wild 'N Out. Like that's had a major impact on the growth of battle rap. When I talk about Wild 'N Out, I let them know like Wild 'N Out really stems from battle rap. Some of your best people on Wild 'N Out, some of those cornerstone pieces in Wild 'N Out, they stem from battle rap. What's up? What's up? What's up? So you know, I'm very interested to see where this Murder Mook battle goes and with Hitman Holla. I have, because when you're looking around the landscape of battle rap, where does this happen? We don't know what's going on with Chrome 23. Respectfully, it obviously could be air. Mook does have a relationship with Remy. Obviously, Hitman's already been on the platform. You would think that RBE would definitely be ready to pick up a battle of this caliber. You can, RBE obviously doesn't do huge events every year consistently, but you can build an entire card off of this matchup. But then you also look at the URL, and you know we already know that we already know the relationship and the history when it comes to a Hitman Holla and the URL. And it's been so many years since he's been on that stage. But you got to believe where URL is at right now, they have to be exploring that type of option. They have to be exploring the idea of possibly booking Murder Mook versus Hitman. And for Mook, prove us wrong. That's what I want you to do. Prove me wrong. Prove Hitman Holla wrong. Prove that you can go to Atlanta and do those same type of numbers and have that same type of performance. Prove to us that you can go to the West Coast, you know what I'm saying, and have that same type of performance, that same type of impact in your battles. You, Danny says it has to be on RBE, but it's gonna cost a lot. Oh yeah, come on, you have to have your own separate budget when you're talking about booking Hitman Holla and Murder Mook, because you got to think you probably not even entertaining that battle unless you got what, $125,000, $150,000 on the table just for that battle alone. Because you already know that, you know what I'm saying, they're going to wonder and question when you get to negotiations who's the highest, who's the higher pay, who's the A side, who's the draw. I think for me, again, the numbers don't lie. You got almost 100 million views with Hitman Holla in 38 battles. You know what I'm saying? We see every time he comes out and does a battle, is doing 2 point something views, millions every single time. Whereas we see Murder Mook in the Big K battle, respectfully, is struggling to get up there. Now, it's gonna reach 1 million for sure, but again, it just doesn't have that same type of impact once the battle has been played out. I don't know how many people are actually going back to watch a Murder Mook battle after that battle has happened. But when we talk about Hitman Holla, obviously the numbers speak for themselves. The numbers saying that we're going back and watching this battle 2-3 times over. Even if we're just clicking on rounds, even if we're just looking for moments and quotables and everything else, we're going back, we're clicking those views. You know what I'm saying? Those, it's in the algorithm. You said Hitman is a big stage performer. Mook is definitely not. The question is, where does this battle take place? I think ultimately that is where it takes place. I think if you Hitman Holla, you got to stand on your one. And I expect him to. I think you got to tell, like, y'all got to have a come to Jesus meeting, and I want to see Murder Mook on a big stage with Hitman Holla. I do. I understand what Mook's pen is. I understand the type of performances that he gives in a small room. But when you talk about legacy and you talk about impact, you got to show that you can do that on multiple levels. You got to show that you can do that against the best at their best. And I think that's what I'm missing with Murder Mook. He's not doing it against the best at their best consistently. Yeah, you can say he took New Jersey twerk, and that was somewhat of a home game because New York and New Jersey are so close together. But at the same time, Murder Mook still got to wake up in his own bed. He still got to use his own bathroom, brush his, go to his own kitchen, make his own breakfast. That puts you in a level of comfortability that people do not understand when you are competing at the highest level. That's why those home games in the playoffs are seemingly so important. Now, does that mean that you automatically gonna win the battle? Of course not. But what it does, though, it puts you in a space of confidence. It puts you in a space of familiarity. So again, I don't, you know what I'm saying? This is gonna be a continued conversation because obviously, you know what? I want to debate somebody. Can y'all find me someone who y'all feel like is a very big Murder Mook fan? And I want to bring them on the show. I want to do a debate. Let's do a Hitman Holla Murder Mook debate. Y'all let me know in the comment section who I need to reach out. Is that Angry Fan? Is that Three Letter Man? Is that Polo? Is it Cola? Like, who is that person? Is it Tone Bro? Is it Swave? Is it Ike P? Like, who is that person that I need to have this debate with or this conversation with? Because at this point in time, it's that low-hanging fruit that everybody's kind of looking over our shoulders, like, when is this gonna happen? So I want to shout out Rosenberg Raw and the Super Stream. Because you know what I'm saying, he definitely doing his 1-2 over there. And we seen the dunk, Rosenberg, respectfully. We seen the dunk. That was nasty. But shout out to you, man. I definitely want to show y'all this quote again from the Rosenberg Raw Super Screen. If you haven't, please go over there and subscribe to his channel. Definitely doing his numbers over there. And Hitman Holla says, I would never tell someone what they can't do. Mook saying he doesn't want a stage because he doesn't want me to flip behind the tree or perform. My best haymakers is bars. His biggest reaction in 3 years is a dance move, but I'm the one who's dancing. You, Murder Mook, you, the logo. You want to battle Hitman in a room with nobody? This ninja is terrified. I think he's definitely cautious. I definitely think he is walking this down very slowly and very tactful and very intentional. If you think that Murder Mook ain't planning and ain't writing and ain't thinking about angles and potential schemes for a Hitman Holla, you're crazy. You're absolutely crazy. You said T-Rex? I wish I could get T-Rex on. Well, you never, I mean, the laws of separation say I could possibly do it. But again, like I said, man, I think this is just a great conversation. How do we measure greatness in battle rap? How is it measured in battle rap? Again, I understand what Mount Rushmore means. I understand what it means fundamentally. But in this day and age, should we even be considering a new Mount Rushmore? Because battle rap has changed. Even though battle rap is still so young, the way we look at battle rap now is completely different than what we looked at it 10, 15 years ago. But y'all let me know what y'all think about that. I'm about to get on up out of here. Hopefully y'all have a good day. Shout out to J2. Shout out to Kid Chaos. You know what I'm saying? Bomb interviews. I will be dropping a recap what you watch challenge today. So make sure that y'all tie back in with the channel, man. Thumbs up y'all the video on the way out. And I appreciate y'all as always, man. This is Temperature Check. I am your host as always, man. Mr. Check the Temperature. Like, comment, subscribe to the channel. And you know the motto. We ain't just getting started. We been here.